the one pattern that persists in England. It is the only place of, like I will repeat, the large crop circles that appear there every year and have been appearing there since we know at least the 1700s, because they have wood blocks of the advance taken from ground level, where the inhabitants called them devil's waves. Now, they did not know what they were because they looked at them from the ground level. We haven't had flight for, I mean, we've only had flight for what, I don't know, 100 and something years, whatever it is. But without being able to look at the crop circles from up above, like we cannot look at the Stonehenge from up above, it doesn't make any sense. Now, we look at the Stonehenge and we say, okay, the tour guides say it's a Druid complex. But these stones are multi-ton. They're called blue stones. If I am sitting down here in southern England, right here, and these are the Salisbury Plains, these stones were brought from 200 miles to the west, okay, all the way here for whatever reason, and then they were assembled. They were not marked, they were not cut, they were not there was no special pyramid shape or anything about them. Okay, also around Stonehenge is these raised furrows. We could say these are, but they aren't. But you can only see them from the air, and they have different. They would have had different posts or different spires at an interval all around them. You can go on the internet and see this. Everything I'm going to speak about is true, and you can look it up. I would love to use pictures as illustrations, but unfortunately, unless you take the pictures actually yourself, you can't use them or you can get in trouble. So I have to use my imagination and facsimiles or representations of what it is. So we have the Stonehenge right here, as looked up from a balloon or an airplane. And we have the summer and winter solstice, I believe, which is shown through this heel stone. There are two stones which show the heel stone. The thing is that the historians say that, well, they dragged all these things here to show the winter and summer solstice. The deal is that I just made this in 3 minutes, okay, and it shows the same exact thing. The sun up here shines on the earth and shows this. So why did ancient man that lived to about age 26 drag all these stones, learn a bunch of geometry, learn circumference 5,000 years ago, supposedly, learn diagonal geometry, supposedly, put all these things in perfect alignment on the ground with no measuring tools, or even if they did have measurements, did they have measurements? We have to remember another thing too. Stonehenge and its proximity or its build had to be measured in some way. We look at everything through our eyes and say, well, was it English measurement? No, 5,000 years ago it didn't exist. Was it the metric system? No. It didn't exist back then. But there must be some pattern or form of measurement that they did use. Now, this is something to think about. Now, I'm going to lead you down the garden path, which means I'm going to tell you a story. It will lead to a conclusion, and you can make up your own mind. But none of it is guessing. I put together a lot of things which will make sense. And what sense it will make is this technology will lead us to the stars and beyond. Just like the visitors in northern England that leave the crop circles do every year, and they have for thousands of years. Next video.